Let us clearly understand the moment we are in. A moment in which our hard-won freedoms are under attack. Because just look at where we are. Extremists across our country attack the freedom to vote. They ban books to attempt to erase America's full history. They attack the ability of people to love openly with pride. They attack the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body instead of the government. They attack medication that for 20 years the FDA ruled as being safe. And just yesterday in Florida, extremists there signed a 6-week ban before most women even know they're pregnant. And then, isn't it interesting that in the midst of all these attacks on fundamental freedoms, these so-called leaders dare to tell us they are fighting for our freedoms? Don't you find that interesting? Some have gone so far as to name and brand their agenda the, quote, freedom blueprint. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the okie doke. Because as we know, freedom, well, it doesn't censor books. Freedom does not criminalize doctors and punish women. Freedom does not turn off a microphone when an elected leader is speaking.
No, it's freedom for the NRA. It's freedom for industry. It's freedom for the well-situated. It's freedom to own everything. It's freedom to never pay taxes. That's what their version of freedom is. And if you are a bystander and you get killed in their freedom agenda, well, too bad for you. Too bad for you, because now we'll just make more. Because women are now enslaved as breeders, and their job is to make more as people kill each other in service to the enslavers, the corporate, the elite, the billionaires, the people who inherit great wealth. They don't want to pay taxes. This is the crux of every damn thing that's going on now. They can't sell you that anymore. They can't tell you that, oh, we're going to have to cut food stamps. We're going to have to cut Medicaid. We're going to have to cut Medicare. We're going to have to raise the age of Social Security or steal out of the Social Security Trust Fund. They can't sell you that. They can't sell you that. So instead, they put guns in your hand and say, kill each other. Don't worry. We've enslaved the women. They will make more. It's such a sick and freaky dystopian view of a representative republic or a democratic idea. It is so anti-democratic. It's so autocratic. It's so fascist. And it's so happening. It's on, people. This is it. It is on. This freedom is not for you. This freedom is not for me. This freedom is for the NRA.
Gun violence is now the #1 cause for death of children in our nation.
Oh, God.
And a heartbreaking 1 in 5 Americans has lost a family member to gun violence. And you know, while all this violence impacts all communities in devastating ways, we know it does not do so equally. Black people are only 13% of America's population, but more than 60% of homicide victims from gun violence. Meanwhile, as Rev said, we speak here while the NRA is holding its convention in Indiana.
Woo-hoo.
Now, you know what they've called it? They have called it a, quote, freedom-filled weekend. So we must ask, freedom-filled For who exactly? Because it's not for the parents who pray that their children will come home from school safe, from a classroom in Uvalde or Nashville. Not for those who pray that their loved ones will come home safe from a bank in Louisville, Kentucky, from a grocery store in Buffalo, or from everyday gun violence in communities across our nation. Let us all declare enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Yeah, no. We need an assault weapons ban like Toot Sweet. We need it right freaking now. And America is down with it. America is also for universal background checks. Like 98% of us, including gun owners, want universal background checks. A lot of us are for safe storage requirements. Almost everybody wants a red flag law, except for the NRA-loving states. Okay, they don't. They don't want a red flag law. And you know what's interesting is the red flag law would have prevented the first shooting in Louisville. Well, they had two just in 5 days. So you have to, now discern between shooting A, shooting B, and so it goes. The alphabet has a long ways to go. But yeah, I mean, the red flag law, everybody knew. This kid's mother knew. He wasn't a kid. He was 28 years old or some such crap. And his mother knew that he was depressed and should not be around weapons. She made the 911 call. She said, "Oh, I know he doesn't have a weapon because I make sure he doesn't. He's in a physician's care for psychiatric issues." Okay, so the red flag law would have worked there. The safe storage law would have worked at Sandy Hook. Because that miscreant, that satanic deviant who went in there and killed, 19 little sixth graders or 6-year-olds, first graders, he got the guns from his mommy who refused to secure her guns. So we know that, some of these things did not have to happen by virtue of those two things. But Mike Pence has the solution. Mike Pence thought this through as a Christian,
Too many mass shooters languish in prison for years.
Oh.
Well, men and women, I don't have to tell you. Justice delayed is justice denied. It's inconceivable to me that the shooter who killed 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in 2018 is languishing in a Florida prison. I believe the time has come to institute a federal death penalty statute with accelerated appeal to ensure that those who engage in mass shootings face execution in months, not years.
Death!
His solution to the death is more
death.
Yeah.
Well, their solution to guns is more guns. Their solution to death is more death. Okay? We have this really difficult thing we have to do. We have to teach them that the children were once a fetus. Yeah, we have to teach them that. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.